I am on Patreon, and Patreon is a platform where I will upload interesting videos where you can learn astrology. Connect with me on Patreon, and we will grow. And I will give you much more deep insights on Vedic astrology, and lot more secrets will be shared there. Aries ascendant. Now, in case of Aries, if you observe in the month of June, Mars will be in the first house. There is a cluster of positive planets Sun, Venus, Jupiter, Mercury in the second house. And in the first half of the month of June, for Aries, this is going to be a kind of an energy shift, which is becoming from negative to positive, and for you, it's a golden opportunity. Now, you can watch more details on the video Mars transit in Aries, where I have explained in details what Mars movement in Aries will do for Aries Lagna. But if I see the month of June in total, this is a very positive month, especially the second half of the month. Because in the second half, not only Jupiter is out of combustion, but also the second house gets the grace of Brihaspati without the presence of Sun, Mercury, Venus. Sun, Mercury, Venus will move in the third house, and the presence of Surya Dev in the Tritiya Bhav, third house, gives you a lot of confidence. It brings in a lot of achievements in your life and you will become successful. Your name and fame will come. This presence of Sun in the third house also brings in your natural leadership quality. So if you are into any leadership role, if you are launching a new startup, if you want to start a new company, if you are planning to switch your organization, or if you want your children to join your family business, this can be a very good month for that. Now, Mars being free, especially in the second half of June, Mars being free from the effect of Rahu and Ketu, because Mars will also not be in Ashwini Nakshatra, brings in a lot of creativity. You will feel enthusiastic, motivated, but you should always understand that when Mars is in Aries, Saturn is in Aquarius, and Saturn will be in trine from Surya, Sun, which means there can be challenges with respect to authority, father-in-law. That means one side you will try to push forward your point of view, and then it will be countered by an opposing aspect, an opposing point of view, and you have to be very polite there. The presence of Jupiter in the second out of combustion helps you gain more money. So financially, this month is going to be absolutely fabulous. Health-wise, all you have to do is be careful. Saturn is watching your ascendant. So keep doing yoga, do the pranayam, and don't let the tension take your mind. Mental health will be the primary focus. Taurus ascendant. In case of Taurus as an ascendant, if you observe, Jupiter will be in your first house. Now, in the month of June, Jupiter goes out of combustion. So Jupiter is no longer Asta. Mars is in the 12th house. So this is actually a very good month for you. A month where you will see the exact result of Jupiter being in Vrishabh Rashi on your Lagna, on your ascendant. And even if you are Taurus moon sign, this is going to be a very positive month for you, especially the second half of the month. Why? Because the Sun, Mercury and Venus goes in the second house, and Jupiter becomes alone in the first house, aspecting both the 7th house, 5th house and the 9th house. Although the second half Surya making Venus go combust means that you would want to achieve something, because Jupiter is now becoming positive. It expands your identity, but you may be limited by some authority, some resources, or maybe the head of the family. Maybe you want to do something, especially if you are a young person, and some matured advice can actually stop you or maybe force you to rethink your decision. All that is good. Remember, all advice is positive because Jupiter is positive on your ascendant. Now, if that happens, you have to be very matured, because this month can be a month where you have to first establish yourself before you demand money. Why? Because 11th house is under Pap Kartari. Second house will see combustion of both Mercury and Venus in the second half of June. So the first half of June, you should protect yourself from overspending. And in the second half of June, you should think about creating wealth from what you have at hand, focusing on the resources and then working on resources. For companies, operating cost will increase, so you will have to be very careful. A lot of people will be having a marriage yoke being triggered because Jupiter becoming very positive. So, overall, for business, for growth, for education, for even travel, this is a very positive time. But we cannot take one fact away from all this is that 11th house has Rahu and it is under Pap Kartiri. So, there may be a certain, you can say, a pace at which you were executing things, and now that pace will be taken away. A more realistic, more practical approach of life will come into picture, which may be something different than what you have expected, but you have to live with that. The best thing to do during this month is chanting Aditya Hriday Stotra or Vishnu Sahasranam. Gemini. Now, in case of Gemini, if you observe, Mars goes in your 11th house, Jupiter is in the 12th house, and there are other positive planets. So it is a very good time for export and import business. It's a very good time to isolate yourself a bit and then think about what's right for you and what's wrong for you. It's a very good time for people involved in traveling sector, people involved in aviation sector. It's a very good time to rethink about your relationship and how to correct those relationships. If there is something that is toxic happening in your life, how to get rid of that. And in the second half of June, Jupiter will become free. Jupiter will become easy on the 12th house and it will shine bright, therefore reducing your debts, reducing and handling the crisis in your life. And Sun, Venus and Mercury will shower its energy on your first house. Now this also means that you will try hard to do a lot of things. You will put your effort like 300%, but you may not get the result that you expect, but that's okay. Don't stop. Keep walking, keep moving the path, and you will see that sun will shine bright on your path. Saturn in the 9th house will be stable. All it takes is a bit of yoga, some good deeds, and handling your energies. Don't worry about the designation in your career, but think about how can you put your 200% to achieve the maximum that you can. So it's a month more about focusing on your abilities rather than thinking about returns from life. Returns are natural. Now, when Jupiter becomes free from combustion, this might mean that the expenses might increase a bit. You have to handle those positively. Look out for moon transit. When moon crosses Rahu or Ketu, this can create certain emotional ups and downs. And you might also meet some old friends. You might also visit your relatives which are at a greater distance and you have not visited them for a while. So it's more about uniting and connecting people, but it also means finding yourself. So this month is very important in finding your own true identity, but this month will also demand sacrifice. So sacrifice something that is tamasic. The best puja that you can do is chanting Ganesh Kavacham. Kark Rashi, that means Cancer Ascendant. For Cancer Ascendant, you will observe that Jupiter becomes extremely positive in the month of June. Jupiter comes out of combustion and this gives you a lot of positive resonance in your life. This gives you chance to earn more money. This gives you wealth. This gives you happiness. This gives you positive surprises. And that's the beauty of Jupiter transit in the 11th house. Now when Jupiter is moving positively in the 11th house, Mercury, Sun and Venus are also in the 11th house showering their blessings on your gains. That means it is there to give you something. So a lot of things you can gain during this month with hard work, with greater presence of life. You have to be ready to work hard. You have to be ready to give in your energy. And overall, you will see that Jupiter transit, Mars transit, Saturn transit, and even Sun, Mercury and Venus transit will give you a lot of positive results. This is going to be very helpful for people who want to start a new business, who want to launch their product, who want to expand their identity, and who want to do something in the field of real estate, in the field of marketing, in the field of media, in the field where you need a lot of people come together, such as event management. So overall, for Cancer Ascendant, this month is going to be very auspicious. Just observe. If you follow me on Instagram, I keep on uploading videos where I put a video explaining what happens when moon crosses certain points in a month, like moon crossing the position of Rahu, moon crossing the position of Ketu, Saturn, Gandantas. Follow that because your ascendant is of moon. You need to watch out those points for energy fluctuations in life. But for rest of the days, this is a very good month. And chanting Vishnu Sahasranam will be a very positive remedy. Leo. In case of Leo, your ascendant lord is in 10th house. And ascendant lord will make its move from 10th to 11th house. So it's a very positive, especially with respect to your reputation, your name and fame, your career, your promotion, your designation. If you are applying for a government job in this month, or if you are focusing on acquiring a role in the leadership, this is going to be a very positive month because all the positive planets are around your 10th house. So this gives you all the momentum that you need in life to move in the right direction. Yeah, Jupiter will come out of combustion, so it is very positive. Your 5th lord and your 8th lord is coming out of combustion. So all the changes that are positive will now become very much visible. It will become more prominent and you will feel happy about it. But Mercury and Venus will still remain combust. That means still you would fight for something more. You might still be a little bit dissatisfied with what you get. You might still force yourself in a direction where you should not go. So be careful on that angle. If you observe, mostly the planets are in the 8th, 9th and 12th house. There can be a certain restriction coming from your married life that restricts your movement and freedom. So the degree of freedom this month is less. The positivity is more. That means you have to follow the flow. If you try to create your own channel, your own flow, then this can actually be a resisting month and a month where you might see a higher force dominating over your own energies. It's a great month for Vastu correction. It's a great month for correcting the horoscope, the Kundli. And it's a great month where you work on the real estate sector of your life. This is the month where you are completely focused on your career and you are drawing maximum energy and trying to create a base for yourself. So it's very good for young people who have just joined the career. It's a very good month for people who have given a lot in their organization and now they want something back, something positive in return. Appreciation will be on your way and you will be praised to, sometimes you find the out of the box solution in the usual process. So this is more about refinement rather than a complete overhaul. So when you are following the path in life, you will see a lot of smaller, minor changes will happen, which collectively after a month or two will give you a bigger picture of everything. Just you have to ensure that you are not showing any ego, because any display of ego will be met with a very bad resistance from planet Saturn. Saturn aspects your Mars, which is your 9th lord, and Saturn is aspecting your ascendant right now. That means there are challenges which are still bigger. There is relief, but then with this relief, you should not prove yourself to be the best among the best. It's good to think that way, but when you demean somebody, the planets become against you. So the more humble you are this month, the better your life will be. Virgo. Now for Virgo ascendant, if you observe, Mars goes in the 8th house. Saturn is in 6th house. And Saturn is aspecting Mars, whereas Jupiter becomes out of combustion in the 9th house. So this is a time of transformation. A positive transformation that will guide you to a bright future. So certain leap of faith that you have taken will turn out to be something good. Obviously, this is not going to support gambling. This is not going to support something that is going to produce negative result. But Saturn, Rahu and Mars in 6th, 7th and 8th can turn your fate and turn things in your favor, especially if you are trying to fight something and win. This might be a little heavy on marriage, events happening in and around your family, of your in-laws and your spouse, or maybe career of your spouse, or what is happening in your spouse's life, maybe spouse's health, will trouble you. But because you have a lot of positive planets in the 9th house, you will be able to manage things wisely and you will be able to pull everybody out of the problem. Just that you have to maintain the composure. You have to be very calm and confident in your life. Your ascendant lord Mercury will be in the 9th house, and then it will go to its own zodiac sign of Gemini in the 10th house. So it's a very good time for your career, exploring new things, learning new things. And if you are applying for, say, advanced degrees, higher studies, it's a very good time. People who are traveling or who have travel related business will see positive things happening your way. A 9th house means house of dharma. So you should stick to the dharma and you should take bold decisions. And that's the theme for the month of June. It's a brilliant month, but has its own set of challenges. But challenges is what makes you different and what makes you a genius. So the remedy will be to chant Vishnu Sahasranam and at least 11 Hanuman Chalisa every day, so that you not only you focus on the 9th house dharma, you get the light and healing, but you're also fighting all the odds when Saturn, Mars are in the 6th and 8th. But take care of your health. Hatha Yoga is a very good option for people who can. Libra. Now say in case of Libra, your ascendant lord will be in the 8th house. It is combust. It will go into the 9th house. It is still combust. And the thing here is that your expectations will overshadow any changes that might come in your life. So if something is happening, you might just not feel good about it. You might end up rejecting it more than accepting it. So you need to bring that acceptance in your heart. And that is what Mars will do. Mars in the 7th house would want you to accept. But because Mars is not that comfortable in the 7th house, you might accept it half-hearted. In the beginning you might feel bad about it, but eventually you will realize that accepting it was not at all a bad choice. So bring flexibility in your life, discipline in your life. And with Saturn and Mars sitting in the 5th and the 7th house, this means that relationship is one angle, marriage is one angle, where you will have to take some tough decisions, some tough calls to resolve the situation at hand, to resolve maybe a possible dispute that may come in the future. Because if you do not take control of your own life, then things may go out of hand. Unnecessary controversy can ruin your relationship. So do not take a call, do not feel anxious, do not react on the basis of things that you only hear and for which you don't have any proof yet. But overall, for business with respect to in-laws, if you want to focus more on positive transformation, it's the month that will bring all positivity. Now there are two ways to look at it. One, everything positive is in 8th house, so everything is going to be positive, a transformation that you needed in your life. Or if everything is in 8th house is going to consume all the positive energy. Now it totally depends how you interact, because your ascendant lord is in the 8th and 9th house. So the first half may feel very heavy, the first half of the June, but as the June progresses, in the second house you will feel more lighter, more informed, and you will realize the reason of everything the way it is happening. People who are involved in insurance sector, defense sector, research sector will great positive and great motivation during this time. See, when Mars is right in front of you, it is there to motivate you. So see, read the autobiographies, follow an ideal, and do not lose your track. The moment you feel that you're losing something, you need to get hold of something. That is why trying to become a better person, like someone, say for example, you read autobiography of a yogi, example, and you think that can I align myself to that path? So you have a frame of reference. Working with frame of reference is extremely important when planets are in the 8th house. And that is exactly what you should do. Following I'm not talking about copying someone, but taking an inspiration is the theme of the June month. Chanting Aditya Hriday Stotra, Hanuman Chalisa, and Vishnu Sahasranam are some of the ways by which you can manage the energies. Don't take major decisions in this month. Allow the month to complete the transformation process and let the cleansing happen. It's a month of great detoxification and changes. Scorpio. Now, in case of Scorpio, your ascendant lord is ruled by Mars. And your ascendant lord will be in the 6th house, whereas Jupiter will be out of combust in your 7th house. All the positive planets will be moving from 7th house to 8th house. So it shows that lot is happening around your marriage, your business, and there are positive circumstances that is causing changes. So maybe you will get help with someone. You will be motivated by the words of somebody around you. Maybe you will have a very good time with your friends, with your colleagues. So it's a very happy and positive month. In fact, this is a month that can give you victory. It will help you win over competition. And you will also be able to renew your knowledge. Because 5th house is restricted, you will have to apply some practical, on-the-job changes in your life, which will make you more successful rather than the bookish knowledge. So be very practical, learn from your own life, and you will have a very good month as June 2024. Now, when all the positive planets are in the 7th house and it aspects your Lagna, it shows you are getting good feedback from the people. You are living in a positive circumstance and you are successful in removing the toxicity from your life. So it's a month of detoxification. It's a month that will bring you not only positive changes but also great opportunities, especially for business and career. Even for elderly, you will be able to meet people you love, you will be able to do things that you enjoy, and because of this, your morale will be very high. This will have a direct impact on your mental health, making you more positive, enthusiastic, and full of life. So it's more like life is bringing all the 7 colors of the rainbow, the spectrum, and your Kundalini is more awakened. You are ready to absorb all the positive vibrations. So healing can be one of the modality. Energy therapy and energy healing will help you get rid of your past traumas and fight all the odds in life. Yes, you may have certain problems or certain disagreements with your children during this time, but you will be happy to surrender, you will be happy to change yourself, and this positive change is what was needed from a very long time. Now, if you see, when Jupiter becomes positive and alone in the 7th house in the second half, from say 20th of June onwards for the last 10 days, this provides expansion in your 7th house. Equilibrium will come in your life. More and more resources will come, you will get gifts, and you may also get an opportunity maybe to resolve your relationship, resolve your marriage, resolve your career. You should not miss that. So you should not always be in fight or flight mode this month. Take a chill pill, just relax a bit, and you will see things will be very, very positive. Remember, Jupiter is aspecting your ascendant, you. So get the guidance from wherever you can. Knowledge is everywhere, just you have to have that vision. Now, chanting Vishnu Sahasranam, Guru Gayatri Mantra is an excellent way to handle the negativity of life, if any. It's a month of high spirit. It will help you if you are into any sort of mental trauma. Sagittarius. Now for Sagittarius, Mars will be your 5th lord in the 5th house. This is very good for people who want to come back to their own home country. Students who have completed their education might also be willing to return back to India. And this is the kind of a placement where you get all the information and knowledge, but you will also start working towards it. You will be very enthusiastic about the future. But you will also see restrictions coming your way, hurdles coming your way. And while you clear those hurdles and follow that particular path that has been laid out for you, you will see that you are reaching the maximum potential of your life in the month of June. You know why? Because your ascendant lord is going out of combustion. It is Uday, Brihaspati Uday, in the 6th house. So when Jupiter comes out of the combust phase, it kind of enlightens you because it is your ascendant lord. All of the positive planets are in the 6th house: Jupiter, Mercury, Venus and Sun in the first half of June. In the second half of June, Sun, Mercury, Venus will be in the 7th house. It is good for people who have just started something, new ventures, if you want to do a startup. For marriage and relationship, this can be a little challenging. Something is happening in the life of your spouse that might put you into certain kind of tension or worry. The health of your spouse can also be a challenge and restriction in your own movement. So manage all that. And while Saturn in the 3rd house aspects the 5th house, you need to take great care of your own health, and you may have to also give up certain dreams so that you can fulfill or meet the larger purpose, the larger goal. Spiritual growth will be very high during this month, and this 1 month is going to create new diversifications in your business and career. So from the perspective of career and knowledge, it's a great month. People who are into communication industry, people who are engineers, especially people who are healers, doctors. Say you run a spa or you have a healing angle to your career or business. You will see great heights, great success during this time, but you also have to focus on your own personal health. So do yoga, go for holistic development of life, and you will see a very positive side to the Jupiter transit and the Mars transit in 5th in the month of June. It's a bright month. Make the best use of it. Capricorn. Now in case of Capricorn, if you observe, Saturn and Mars controls your 2nd and 4th house. So it's a time where you will focus more on stability of life. You would reject exploring things and you would love to go on a path which is more designed, more defined, more filtered, and you won't mind working under a certain, say, a flow, which is a good thing because this regulates your energy. The problem comes for people who are in creative industry, creative field, because then for you, the free-flowing movement is restricted. This can impact people who are artists, especially theater artists, someone who wants to explore a new territory. Maybe you will be rejected because you have applied for a different domain. Maybe you will be rejected if you put a request of a transfer or a change in your life. See, Jupiter is in the 5th house, and this Jupiter wants you to focus more on learning, focus more on acquiring more experience, maybe taking some certifications this particular month. Because allow the Jupiter to give you an exposure from the 5th house, because this is the most positive transit. Your 3rd lord is in Bhavad Bhavam. 3rd lord is in 5th house, so this is 3 places away. So this position of Bhavad Bhavam is extremely important because this gives you the exposure that, because Jupiter enlightens your 1st house and 9th house. And when that happens, export and import do happen. Your name and fame will reach the foreign. Your name and fame will cross the local boundary. You will be able to learn new intricate things about your business, about your career. And this is also going to resolve issues related to childbirth, if any. If it is a medical issue, you will get a good guidance from a good doctor. And therefore, path will be made clearer. So this becomes a very auspicious and very holistic month for Capricorn natives. Now, if you see, your ascendant lord is 10th from Jupiter. So your Jupiter is bound to work on you. So it will keep on giving you information, knowledge, awareness, clarity. Now, what you do with that information will be your own karma. And that is why Mars being in the 4th lord coming in 4th, 2nd lord positive in 2nd, Jupiter and all positive planets in 5th is a golden opportunity to strike gold in your life. What you should do? You should chant Hanuman Chalisa. One thing is thinking out of the box, and one thing is being too irrational. Don't be too irrational. Planets won't allow you to be. Think out of the box, but follow a protocol. Discipline is must if you want to achieve anything positive in the month of June. Aquarius. Now see, Aquarius will have a very different kind of June month. Your 11th and 2nd lord is going out of combustion. So you are going to gain, especially financially. This is the time when things will heal, and this is the time when you will come in a kind of a understanding with yourself. Jupiter coming in the 4th house, going out of combustion, and Jupiter expanding your 10th house shows that you are coming in terms with what's happening in your life, and you are at a very comfortable position starting June. Mars, which is in the 3rd house, will give you right direction to your action. It will give you willpower. But you will be the one who will restrict yourself. It's more like a self-imposed restriction for you. The question is, why are you doing so? Is it your past trauma? Because Rahu is in the 2nd house, are you limited by the resources at hand? You want to do a lot but you can't? Or are you imposing this self-restriction because of a fear? This has to be analyzed. Because if it is because of a fear, you can work on it. If it is because of lack of resources, your 3rd house Mars will help you achieve something brilliant out of what you have at hand. And if you're thinking bad or negative about your own self, if you are putting yourself down, then don't, because Jupiter is right in the 4th house, going to expand your happiness. It will bring peace in your life. So this overall transition is going to be a very positive month, and this month will give you extreme amount of satisfaction. Just that you should be ready to work, and you should be ready to be somebody who have both the on and off switch in your life. So there will be instances where you are switching on, you are at the very fast mode, but something happens and you're just switching off. That means you are pulling yourself back and cancelling the work that you are doing. Question is, why are you pressing the off button? That is more important. If you're pressing the off button because of some inhibition, because of some dilemma, then it is better to see and consult and discuss your horoscope, or talk to someone who is elderly, someone who is more experienced. Health of your mother can cause some concern, but slowly you will see that things will become better in your life. Overall, this is a very good month for people who want to do something in their life. If your life is redundant and if you feel life is boring, nothing new is happening, then this month will teach you how to value the time that is flowing at a constant pace. Chanting Kal Bhairav Ashtakam, praying to Bhagwan Shiv, is an excellent remedy for all of you. Now, if you're an Aquarius ascendant, doing Rudrabhishek is also a good remedy. Saturn is in the 1st house, aspecting the 3rd house. Hitting the gym, doing yoga is also a very good remedy. Just you have to ensure that you are not limited by tamas, but you are always guided by the sattva. Follow that path of truthfulness and light. Pisces. Now in case of Pisces ascendant, if you observe, your ascendant is going under Pap Kartari. That means Rahu is on your Lagna. It will favor innovation. You will get resources, but you will have to be adhering to the certain limitations. So you will see that you will be given the opportunity, but with limited, resources and with a lot of restrictions. Therefore, you might feel a little claustrophobic. It kind of clips your wings, but it's not like, it's like you can't take the flight and you have to travel by train. So I will say go with the flow, and every journey has its own charm. Try to focus on the present rather than the future. Now Jupiter is balanced in the 3rd house. Jupiter will come out of combustion. Your creativity will improve. You will become a good teacher. People who are influencers, people who are teachers, people who are healers, people who are astrologers. If you are into communication industry, if you are in the field of advertising and marketing, if you are in the field of research, this is going to be a brilliant time for you. Even if you are in the field where you do puja, like you are a priest, you will see that your energies will become very positive and you will be able to spread that positivity around you. So it's actually a very positive transit, but you may feel that you are spreading positivity at the cost of your own happiness and peace. What should you do? You should focus on the practical side of everything. This may be a time where you will have to give up the comforts to actually focus on the greater goal. So, focus on things that you can achieve in the long run without thinking about your immediate future. Say, for example, you are thinking about launching a product, but you're thinking 5 years down the line. And it's more like a vision, like an aspiration, rather than understanding what can happen the next day. Everybody should prepare for the immediate future. But this time you should think big. You should spread all the positivity around you. And that is the message for this particular month. It's more like you are the Deepak. That means the lamp, which burns, which gives the shine. But if you do not replenish the oil, you will get burned out too soon. That means you also have to think about yourself. You also have to rejuvenate. You will also have to change. So feel happy, spread happiness, but do not neglect or ignore yourself. It's all right to follow the path of little bit of sacrifice. But if you completely exhaust, then this can create a lot of problem. Dharma sankat, or the time where you are on a crossroad and you have to follow a path where both paths are equally important, will happen during this month to many of you if you are a Pisces ascendant, and especially if you are a Pisces moon sign because of Mars and Saturn. This also means that there will be certain future expenses that will protect you, or I will say it will stop you from exploring many things. That is why you have to reduce your operating cost and focus more on earning more money and saving more, and try to be more creative with your career. This is going to be a very good time for people who want to change their career. This month is going to be very good for people who want to relocate. And this month is going to be very good for people who are scientists, who are engineers, who are mathematicians. Because you will get, by working in a boundary, you will become the expert of that limited space. So it's more like you are not jack of all trades, but you are master of one.